What's up, guys? What up? It's Shani with Healing Elements here to give you guys a timeless reading from a variety of decks. And we are going to start out with the newest deck. I did a whole reading on this. I love these cards. It's by one of my favorite creators, that is Lucy Cavendish, and it is her Mermaid Oracle deck. Really, really beautiful illustrations and just a lot of really deep messages. I love that there are just a few themes written on the bottom, but it just, definitely sings of, you know, spiritual awareness, a lot of definite, you know, cues that I've felt with the readings I've given both privately to clients and then myself, and just looking at them, it can really lead you into a lot of dimensions. And this first card is out of a very unique retro deck. It's the Take a Whack at It by Roger Van Ock. And this is talking about finding a different solution. So it's like, find something else, and it gives a big spiel here about how sometimes when we are looking at the same things that we always have and they've worked beautifully, it's like a circle though. You can only repeat the same exact motions, and sometimes a circle has to have a different angle. And so perhaps right now, anything that you're trying to do in a relationship, I feel, for you, or perhaps in just dealing with life right now, find an orthodox solution. And this one's just gorgeous. It's talking about being present, staying within the now, what Eckhart Tolle is always preaching about, how forward thinking could, catastrophic thoughts about the what ifs and or miring of the past is just not going to serve you. And this card is also beautiful. As it is properly named, this card is beauty. Talking about the innate beauty, actually, our inner light that can shine in those moments that we truly don't feel has impacted somebody, and the beauty within you perhaps isn't being recognized fully. For some reason, I feel that there may be insecurities that, of course, for people are bubbling up. I'm talking about hidden ones from your subconscious, even. Um, and perhaps this is coming into play with this card, dreams, having daydreams, any epiphanies, or things that make you spiral into thinking about the details of your insecurity, or the thing in which you fear or are trepidatious about doing. Something that may be holding you back is what I feel, even though those cards are definitely not about this, and stepping into your power, and beautiful. From what I'm reading to play into the cards previously, this card is all about getting an adjustment to your energy field, the energy field adjustment. Perhaps you are, having some of your energy, placements, they are called, or chakras, these, points of origin, that energy is just abundantly representative of some, form of trauma, physically or mentally or psychologically, etc. And so perhaps it is time for you to do some sort of cleansing, and that could be self-care. That could be generally, tangibly with sage and the other, modalities that you can use to cleanse your space, or just truly get out of, if you are resonating with being insecure and or having any kind of insecurities from, childhood or past bubble up that you are shocked that you're feeling. It is just time to process that before you make the adjustment and clear the chakras. This is imperative for everyone to do now. It's like, what else are we going to do but work on ourselves so that we can, be as, I guess, of integrity as we can to help, our fellow human beings, and to, help Mother Earth and everything else that you may have in your agenda, and or, you know, what you are setting out to do in your life path. And the next deck I'm going to be using is a great one. I noticed, a lot of private clients recognize this deck. It's awesome. This is the Energy Oracle deck, and it has a variety of really, I think, unique and cool concepts. I got it quite a while ago, before COVID hit, I think, but it has, a blend of different various subjects, and just, pieces of advice, divine messages from spirit, but also has combined themes. So cards that represent a certain chakra point. Once again, that energy fields point that is representative of something. So if you're insecure, you know, that would be something that you would work on, aligning your chakras completely. That can be done with transcendental meditation. All kind of different guided meditations will work, and of course using your own introspection. If you get anything from this reading, or anything at all, to again, you will be able to notice intuitively when you are more quote unquote aligned to center, meaning your energy fields are, cleansed and, you know, truly open and able to receive as well as give in the purest form in which, these different um, chakras represent. So we'll see what comes out for you guys of the energy oracle deck and see if we can build upon any of the messages I was getting with the Mermaid oracle deck. Again, that was the Mermaid oracle deck by Lucy Cavendish. And your first card is, of course, it is talking about the same exact type of theme, being more kind to yourself in regard to, keeping it in perspective that it is not a weakness to acknowledge these traumas that perhaps, you may be humiliated or embarrassed or feel like you weren't, doing the right thing in the past because you had not worked on it. That's not the case. We're always a work in progress, and whenever you are, at your highest good, your best place to learn and to go forward, you will. And you guys know that I always say on my channel, this is one of my favorite cards of this deck, but it is the Magician and the Mirror. A transformational, very important spiritual, pivotal moment in your life, or set of moments in your life, is occurring. This is all about the reflection of what you see, which is true. You are able to manifest abundance, or if you are working toward healing, you're able to do anything that is, beneficial to you in your point and journey point of your spiritual awakening. So this is all about just using these elements as you see in the card, the fire, water, earth, and air in, conjunction, and stepping into your own and owning your power despite what others may have to say. So the mirror is almost, an analogy about how you perceive yourself, which is beautiful if you are working with the light. And if you're probably, on my channel, you most likely are. This is, the point in which this magician in his life path, like you, are willing to, take it in stride and really come to expect some flack and kickback for the gifts that you possess. However, and this card represents, you should know or be validated and affirmed that when you are feeling as if you want to be determined, right? Oh, here you go, the attachment card. Then you need to honestly, out of sight, out of mind for any kind of haters, even if they're close to you. So attachments to people and, our commitment or our feelings toward them keep us locked down in the regard to that magician in the mirror, in regard to we want to keep the relationship. Yep, see the sun, absolute jubilance. We want to have this happy space around us, including those of our family members, the sun of which sometimes to me reads in Leo. Leo is all about loyalty and family. However, it is, very difficult to get past that stage in spiritual awakening when people, especially close to you, may feel as if they don't understand why you are even engaging on this. So the remedy, obviously, number 19, it is rest and rejuvenation. And this talks about meditative states too. So if any energy vampires are draining you, if you are feeling as if these, waves of, you can call them light codes, you could call them awareness or, realizations, truly, all about getting enough rest and exactly blending it with speaking your truth, eventually getting to the point in which it is, second nature for you to, again, just go back to the place of self if you are not accepted by what you do, right? And grow in that self love, and your abilities will grow. This is the card of your fifth chakra, the throat chakra. This is Archangel Gabriel. This is a proclamation, right? In the metaphoric terms, Gabriel, the angel, blows the horns, an announcement. This is talking about you're going to be able to sing, to announce, to say a prolific, abundance of words, things, epiphanies for other people to grow on when they receive the messages, right? This is telling me to tell anybody that resonates with this, if you have, suffered, which we all do, whether or not we're in a spiritual awakening or not, but especially when we want to speak what is really in our authentic self and hearts, it can be troublesome. Again, if you are insecure, maybe even purely based on, again, the way that you either perceive, are assuming, or know, truly, because they told you, um, you know, people around you, close to you, may not understand what you're talking about when you do speak your truth, but it's okay. You are speaking your authentic truth. And you are indeed finding, like this card, number 32, the door to spirit. It's wide open. And of course, if the door to spirit is open, you are seeing and feeling and experiencing things of, a higher realm, dimension, vibration. So this, put in, alignment with this propensity to not speak exactly what's on your mind. For instance, if you hold back from telling somebody that you're intimately around all the time that you do channel spirit, if that's your thing, or that you saw something and you're hesitant to, that means that you are not able to, like that fifth chakra card, you're not able to project your voice truly. Your, inner wisdom is there for sure, the magician and the mirror, but you're also noticing that the reflection sometimes that you get back from certain people, again, it tends to be this pattern. People around you seem to not understand this, especially when it becomes something like a spiritual awakening. In this card, the financial constraint card, a lot of people truly just get to a point, like Eckhart Tolle, they want to, stop, quit their job, and do something else of an endeavor that is more of the collective consciousness type of compassionate caregiver, healing, or, something that you are urged to, called to action to do. And, so if this was some scenario like you left a specific position or a place in which you were able to get money, but it just was not fulfilling at all, and probably even detrimental, like some sort of toxicity was involved, you left it, and then now that puts you in like a little bit of burden for finances. That will, also instigate more people to let you know what you're doing is not the business. But those are all just tests. Those are all just things that are in your path to, either slow you down or teach you that standing in your own sovereignty, being able to speak exactly how you feel, is going to lead you to success, of course. The first card in this animal oracle deck, beautiful, is the sun. So that's the second major arcana, the sun card that you've gotten out of two separate decks. This is, again, just about utter contentment, jubilance, and happiness, the opposites of this energy here of defense, of being challenged, of feeling as if you're up against, just like that skunk offense. It is, when you are able to get to the point in which you don't feel up against offense based on what people's opinions of what you do in the spiritual community or otherwise, or what you're into. Like if you're watching this video and someone would have a problem with it, you get to, this Ace of Pentacles right there, like a pig in slop. You get to the point where you enjoy what you do so much, you don't have time for anything else. You simply don't have time for what this card in particular represents, a Nine of Wands. Any ongoing or ensuing battle, or, a conflict or opposition that can be for any reason, not just because of the things you're interested in spiritually. However, this right here, if you notice the ram, right? Wands is all about fire. And in particular, Aries here, the ram, it's like you're not going to back down. This is the magician, the mirror, where you finally are coming into that comfortability with, okay, there's always going to, and there's always going to be, if you stick your neck out in any cause, literally, there's always opposition. So being convicted and being able to hold that, truth and persevere. It's all about perseverance until you get to the Ace of Cups, which is this card. Beautiful. It's a hummingbird, very quick and able to rise to an unbelievably high vibration, just like the, um, you know, the bird's wings, the hummingbird's wings, go so fast. It looks like they are just almost like a see-through vibration, right? That is how you are ascending. And the Two of Pentacles may have you perhaps like in a position where you are stuck, stagnant, juggling things. Maybe you are doing too much, going forward too fast, and you just need that rest and rejuvenation card, right? And then this, the Four of Coins or Four of Pentacles, is all about conservation. So knowing when to, be frivolous, when to pull back. And this is about tangible things, right? About money and value, but it can be the wealth of your spirit, knowing when to share and when to conserve your energy and all of your gifts, right? This is so important, guys. So that's the reading tonight. Thanks for everything. And I'll leave you off with this clip from one of my favorite Cancerians.
It is something much, much deeper. And yes, you're right, there is something wrong. But people are slowly waking up. The time is over for just sitting going, it'll be taken care of. And I've tried to address it using the only weapon I have, comedy. And that's all we do. And I hope people wake up, and they are. We ask for your help, and we'll try and help them this end, and we'll meet, and there will be a kinder, gentler nation one day. Thank you.
We all have a great need for acceptance. But you must trust that your beliefs are unique, your own, even though others may think them odd or unpopular, even though the herd may go, that's bad.